The words came out of Jennifer's mouth on a Tuesday night while I was loading the dishwasher. You know what, Derek? I need to be honest with you. You're just not attractive enough for me to stay committed to one person. I stood there with a plate in my hand, water dripping onto the kitchen floor. We'd been together for 3 years, lived in this apartment for 18 months. I thought we were building something. What did you just say? Jennifer sat at the kitchen table, her phone face down in front of her. She'd been distant for weeks, but I'd chalked it up to stress at her marketing job. Now she looked at me with something between pity and impatience. I'm being real with you, she said. Most women settle. They find a guy who's stable and kind, and they just accept that the spark isn't there. But I can't do that anymore. It's not fair to either of us. So this is about my looks. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. It's about chemistry, physical attraction. You're a good person, Derek. You're reliable. But when I see other men who actually make my heart race, I realize what I'm missing. The plate was still in my hand. I set it down carefully on the counter because I didn't trust myself not to drop it. Are you seeing someone else? That's not the point. That's exactly the point, Jennifer. Are you seeing someone else? She sighed like I was being difficult. I've been talking to someone. We haven't done anything, but the connection is there, and it made me realize what we don't have. I turned off the water, dried my hands on the dish towel. My heart was hammering, but my voice came out steady. Then be single. What? If I'm not attractive enough for you, if you need to be with other people, then be single. I'm not interested in being someone's backup plan. Jennifer's eyes widened. I don't think she'd expected that response. Maybe she thought I'd beg. Maybe she thought I'd suggest an open arrangement. Instead, I walked to the bedroom and pulled out my old duffel bag from the closet. Derek, wait, we should talk about this. We just did. You said I'm not attractive enough. I'm setting you free to find someone who is. You're being ridiculous. I'm trying to have an honest conversation about our relationship. I started packing clothes, jeans, shirts, underwear, socks. My hands moved on autopilot while my brain processed what had just happened. Where will you go? Jennifer asked from the doorway. My brother's place. For how long? Permanently. My name's not on the lease. You wanted honesty. Here's mine. I'm not staying with someone who thinks I'm not good enough. She followed me as I carried the bag to the living room and grabbed my laptop. You're really going to throw away 3 years over one conversation? You're the one who threw it away, Jennifer. You just expected me to stick around while you figured out if you could do better. That's not what I said. It's exactly what you said. Just in nicer words. I grabbed my keys from the hook by the door. Jennifer stood in the middle of the living room, her arms crossed. She looked genuinely confused, like the script in her head had gone completely off track. This is so typical, she said. A woman tries to communicate her needs, and the man just runs away. I turned back to her. Your need is to be with someone more attractive. I'm helping you achieve that goal. Good luck, Jennifer. I walked out, got in my car, drove to my brother's apartment across town with my hands shaking on the steering wheel. My brother Tyler answered the door in sweatpants and a faded college t-shirt. He took one look at my face and the duffel bag and stepped aside. She say something? Or you catch her doing something? First one. I dropped the bag on his couch. She told me I'm not attractive enough for her to be committed. Tyler's eyebrows shot up. She said what? Almost word for word. Said she's been talking to someone else, and it made her realize we don't have chemistry. And you left. What else would I do? Tyler grabbed 2 bottles from his fridge and handed me one. Stay here as long as you need. The couch pulls out. I'll clear some space in the closet tomorrow. We sat in his living room and I told him the whole story. Tyler listened without interrupting, which was unlike him. When I finished, he shook his head. She thought you'd fight for her. Why would I fight for someone who doesn't want me? Because that's what people do in relationships. They have a crisis. Someone threatens to leave. The other person makes grand gestures. She probably expected tears or promises to change. I'm not changing my face, Tyler. That's not what I mean. I'm saying she wanted a reaction. You gave her the one thing she didn't expect: agreement. I took a long drink. You think I should have stayed? No. I think you did the right thing. I'm just saying she's probably losing her mind right now because you called her bluff. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out. Jennifer. We should talk tomorrow when we're both calmer. I showed Tyler the screen. He snorted. Right on schedule. I typed back, nothing to discuss. I'll get the rest of my stuff this weekend. Her response came in seconds. You're really doing this? You said I wasn't enough. I believe you. I turned off my phone after that. I worked as a graphic designer for a small advertising firm downtown. Wednesday morning, I showed up early and buried myself in work. My boss, Patricia, noticed I looked rough but didn't pry. By lunch, I'd finished 2 projects that weren't due until Friday. Around 2 in the afternoon, my phone rang. Jennifer. I let it go to voicemail. She called again at 4. Again at 6. I didn't listen to the messages. Tyler got home from his construction job around 7. He found me on his couch with my laptop, working on a freelance logo design. You eat anything today? Vending machine. That's not food. Come on. We went to a diner 3 blocks away. Tyler ordered enough food for both of us while I picked at a burger. Halfway through the meal, he set down his fork. Real talk. How you feeling? Numb mostly, then angry, then numb again. That's normal. 3 years, Tyler. I thought we were solid. I was planning to propose next year. He winced. You buy a ring yet? No. Thank God. Then count your blessings. You found out who she really is before you made it permanent. She sent me 8 texts today, called 4 times. What did she say? I don't know. I haven't read them or listened to the voicemails. Tyler grinned. Good. Let her sit with it. She wanted to see if she could do better. Now she gets to find out if she can. My phone buzzed on the table. Another text from Jennifer. I miss you. Can we please talk? I showed it to Tyler. Don't respond, he said. Not yet. Let her miss you some more. Let her wonder. This isn't a game. It is to her. She wanted to keep you on the hook while she explored her options. You refusing to play is driving her crazy. I turned my phone face down. I'm not trying to manipulate her. I know, but she is trying to manipulate you. The difference is you're not falling for it. We finished eating. On the way back to his apartment, Tyler asked if I wanted to hit the gym with him in the morning. I don't have a membership. Guest pass. Come on. You need to do something besides work and stare at your phone. I agreed because he was right. I needed a distraction. The gym was busy at 6 in the morning. Tyler introduced me to his routine. Weights, cardio, more weights. By the end of it, my arms felt like rubber and my shirt was soaked through. How often do you do this? I asked in the locker room. 5 days a week. Helps clear my head. It's helping. Good. Keep coming. We'll get you a membership. I showered and changed into work clothes. Tyler dropped me at my office on his way to the construction site. Patricia called me into her office around 10. She was in her 50s, blunt but fair. She'd run the firm for 20 years. You look better than yesterday. Started working out this morning. Good. Physical activity helps with stress. You want to talk about what happened? Relationship ended. I moved out. That's the summary. Patricia nodded. You need time off? No, I'd rather stay busy. All right. I've got a new client coming in next week. Big project. Fashion brand launching a new line. They want a complete visual identity. Logos, packaging, website design. You interested? Absolutely. It's high pressure, tight deadline. They're picky. I can handle it. Patricia smiled. I know you can. That's why I'm giving it to you. I left her office feeling something close to hopeful. A big project would keep me occupied, keep me from dwelling on Jennifer. My phone buzzed during lunch. Another text from her. I made a mistake. I was scared of commitment and I said something horrible. Please call me. Tyler's advice echoed in my head. Don't respond. Not yet. I deleted the text without replying. Friday evening, I went back to the apartment to get the rest of my belongings. Jennifer opened the door looking exhausted. Her hair was in a messy ponytail, no makeup, yoga pants, and an oversized sweater. Thank you for coming, she said quietly. I'm just here for my stuff. Can we talk first, please? I stepped inside. The apartment smelled like her vanilla candles. Everything looked the same, except for a half-empty wine bottle on the coffee table. 5 minutes, I said. Jennifer sat on the couch. I remained standing. I was wrong, she began. What I said on Tuesday was cruel and unfair. I was scared because things were getting serious between us, and I panicked. I didn't mean any of it. You said you'd been talking to someone else. She flinched. It was nothing. Just flirting online. We never met. I ended it. After I left. Yes, after I realized what I'd lost. Derek, you're the best man I've ever been with. I don't know why I sabotaged us. I'm asking for another chance. I looked at her. Really looked at her. She seemed sincere. But something inside me had broken on Tuesday night and it wasn't coming back together. Jennifer, you told me I wasn't attractive enough. You said most women settle. That's how you see our relationship. As settling. I didn't mean it. You did. Maybe you regret saying it out loud, but you meant it. And now I can't unhear it. Every time I look at you, I'll wonder if you're wishing I looked different. If you're comparing me to other guys. If you're staying because you couldn't do better. That's not true. It's how I'll feel. And that's no way to live. Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. So that's it? We're done? We've been done since Tuesday. You ended it. I just accepted the reality faster than you did. I went to the bedroom and packed the rest of my clothes, a few books, my old guitar, some photos of my family that I wanted. The whole process took 20 minutes. Jennifer watched from the doorway, crying silently. When I finished, I carried everything to the door. Jennifer followed me. I love you, she said. I don't think you do. I think you love the security I provided. But that's not the same thing. I left without looking back. 2 weeks passed. I settled into a routine at Tyler's place. Wake up at 5:30, gym by 6, work by 8, home by 6, dinner with Tyler, freelance projects at night, sleep by 11, repeat. Jennifer stopped texting after the first week. I blocked her number to resist the temptation to check if she'd reached out. The fashion brand project consumed most of my energy. The client was a woman named Rebecca Wu, who'd launched her first clothing line after years working for major designers. She was demanding but respectful. We had video calls 3 times a week to review concepts. I love this direction, she said during one meeting, looking at the logo variations I'd sent. You understand the aesthetic I'm going for, clean but bold, classic but modern. That's exactly what I was aiming for. How long have you been doing this? 6 years professionally, but I've been drawing since I was a kid. Rebecca smiled. It shows. You've got real talent, Derek. I'm going to recommend you to everyone I know. After the call, Patricia stopped by my desk. Rebecca loves you. That's a big deal. She's connected in the fashion world. I'm just doing the work. You're doing excellent work, and you're doing it fast. Whatever's going on in your personal life, you're channeling it well. That night, Tyler convinced me to go out with him and some friends. We hit a bar downtown that had live music on Fridays. The band was decent. The crowd was friendly. Tyler introduced me to everyone, construction guys from his crew, a couple of teachers, a nurse named Rachel. Rachel was pretty. Dark hair, bright smile, confident. She taught third grade at an elementary school across town. Tyler says you're a designer, she said over the music. Graphic design mostly. Branding, logos, that kind of thing. That sounds creative. I can barely draw stick figures. We talked for an hour. She was funny and easy to be around. When the band took a break, Tyler appeared with fresh drinks. You two look like you're having fun. Your brother's good company, Rachel said. He's single too. Just got out of a relationship. Tyler, I said. What? I'm helping. Rachel laughed. Subtlety is not his strength. As the night wound down, Rachel asked for my number. I hesitated for half a second before giving it to her. Text me sometime, she said. If you want to grab coffee. I will. On the drive home, Tyler was grinning like an idiot. Rachel's into you. She's nice. She's hot. And she's smart. And she actually smiled when she talked to you. That's how attraction is supposed to work. It's too soon. It's been 3 weeks, and Jennifer made it clear you weren't enough for her. Time to find someone who thinks you are. Rachel texted me Sunday morning. Coffee this week? Or are you the type who needs a formal invitation? I smiled and wrote back, Wednesday work? There's a place near my office. Perfect. 4 p.m.? See you then. Tyler was at the gym when I showed him the exchange. He clapped me on the back hard enough to make me stumble. That's my brother, back in the game. It's just coffee. It's never just coffee. She likes you. Go with it. Wednesday arrived faster than I expected. I met Rachel at a coffee shop called The Grind. She was already there, sitting by the window with an iced latte. You're punctual, she said when I sat down. Old habit. Good habit. How's your week been? Busy. I'm working on a big project for a fashion brand. It's all-consuming. In a good way? Yeah, keeps me focused. We talked for 2 hours. Rachel told me about her students, her family, her hobbies. She ran half marathons, volunteered at an animal shelter on weekends, read thriller novels before bed. What about you? She asked. What do you do when you're not working? Honestly, I've been figuring that out. I used to just work and hang out with my ex. Now I'm building new routines, gym in the mornings, freelance stuff at night. Tyler's been helping me get out of the apartment. Tyler mentioned you just got out of a relationship. 3 weeks ago, it ended badly. Do you want to talk about it? I considered deflecting. Instead, I told her the truth. Not every detail, but enough. Jennifer's comment, my decision to leave, the aftermath. Rachel listened without judgment. When I finished, she reached across the table and squeezed my hand briefly. That took courage. Walking away when someone makes you feel small is hard. It didn't feel brave, it felt necessary. That's what brave is. Doing the hard thing because it's right. We left the coffee shop as the sun was setting. Rachel walked me to my car. I'd like to do this again, she said. Me too. How about dinner Friday? I'll pick you up at 7. She wrote her address on a napkin from her purse and handed it to me. See you then, Derek. I drove back to Tyler's place, feeling lighter than I had in weeks. Friday night, I picked Rachel up from her apartment. She wore a simple blue dress and had her hair down. We went to an Italian restaurant she recommended. Over pasta and wine, we talked about everything. Her childhood in Ohio. My parents who'd passed away when I was in college. Tyler raising me after that. Her dream of writing a children's book someday. My hope of starting my own design firm eventually. You should do it, Rachel said. Start your own business. It's risky. I'd need clients, capital, a business plan. You've got the talent. Rebecca clearly thinks so. And you've been freelancing on the side already. Maybe someday. Why not now? Fear, mostly. Rachel smiled. Fair enough. But don't let fear keep you from building what you want. After dinner, we walked around downtown. The streets were busy with weekend crowds. We stopped at a bookstore and browsed for an hour. Rachel bought 3 thriller novels. I bought a book on business strategy. Look at you, she teased. Already planning. You're persuasive. I'm a teacher. It's my job. I drove her home. At her door, there was a moment of uncertainty. She solved it by kissing me on the cheek. I had a great time tonight. So did I. Text me when you get home safe. I did, and she responded immediately. Already planning our next date. Chapter 9. Over the next month, Rachel and I saw each other twice a week. Coffee dates, dinner dates, a movie, a trip to the zoo. She met Tyler and they got along instantly. She's perfect for you, Tyler said after Rachel left one night. She actually laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. I don't have bad jokes. You have terrible jokes. She just likes you too much to care. The fashion brand project wrapped up successfully. Rebecca loved the final designs and paid a bonus on top of the agreed rate. She introduced me to 2 other designers looking for branding work. Within weeks, I had 3 new freelance clients. You should quit your day job, Rachel said one evening. We were at her apartment cooking dinner together. That's a big step. You're already working 2 jobs. Why not make the better paying one your focus? Patricia's been good to me, and she'll understand. Talk to her. I did. The next morning, I knocked on Patricia's office door. Come in. I sat across from her desk. I need to talk to you about something. Patricia leaned back. You're leaving. How did you know? You've been building a client base for months. You're talented enough to make it on your own. I've been expecting this. I'm giving you 4 weeks' notice. I'll finish all current projects and help transition my work to whoever takes over. Patricia smiled. I appreciate that. But I knew this was coming the day you started freelancing. You're too good to stay here forever. I'm proud of you, Derek. Thank you. For everything. You gave me my start. And you earned every opportunity. Keep in touch. Send me your business cards when you get them printed. I left her office feeling equal parts terrified and excited. 2 months after leaving Jennifer, I signed a lease on a small studio apartment. 1 bedroom, decent kitchen, space for a home office. Tyler helped me move in on a Saturday. Rachel brought food and stayed to help unpack. This is perfect, she said, looking around. It's got good energy. It's small. It's yours. That's what matters. We ordered pizza and sat on the floor eating because I didn't have furniture yet. Tyler regaled us with stories from the construction site. Rachel talked about her students' latest antics. I felt genuinely happy for the first time since the breakup. My phone rang while we were cleaning up. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Derek? My stomach dropped. Jennifer, how did you get this number? Tyler's Facebook. I found his profile and messaged him. He gave it to me. I looked at Tyler. He shrugged apologetically. What do you want, Jennifer? I saw on social media that you moved. I wanted to congratulate you. Thanks. Goodbye. Wait. Can we talk? Just for a minute? Rachel was watching me carefully. I stepped onto the small balcony. Make it quick. I wanted to apologize again, properly this time. What I said was wrong. How I treated you was wrong. You deserved better. I appreciate that. I also wanted you to know I'm seeing someone. Silence. Then, okay. His name is Brandon. We met at a work event. He's great. I'm happy. Good for you, Jennifer. I just thought you should know, since we were together for so long. I'm glad you found someone. I need to go now. Derek, wait, are you seeing anyone? I could have lied. Should have, maybe. Instead, yes, her name is Rachel. More silence. Then, is she attractive? I almost laughed. Goodbye, Jennifer. I hung up and went back inside. Rachel looked concerned. You okay? Jennifer called. She's dating someone new. Wanted to tell me. That's weird. She also asked if I was seeing anyone. What did you say? The truth. That I'm with you. Then she asked if you're attractive. Rachel's eyes widened. She didn't. She absolutely did. What did you say? I hung up. Rachel started laughing. She's insecure. She's with someone new, but she's still worried about whether you moved on. Apparently. Tyler raised his drink. To moving on with someone who thinks you're attractive enough. We clinked bottles. 3 months after starting my own design business, I was making more money than I had at the firm. Rebecca's referrals brought steady work. Word spread. A restaurant chain hired me to redesign their menus and signage. A tech startup needed a complete brand overhaul. A nonprofit wanted marketing materials for a fundraiser. Rachel and I became official. She kept a toothbrush at my apartment. I had a drawer at hers. We talked about the future in vague but hopeful terms, meeting her parents, taking a vacation together, maybe moving in together eventually. One evening, while we were having dinner at my place, my phone buzzed. A message from a number I didn't recognize. "This is Brandon, Jennifer's boyfriend. Can we talk?" I showed Rachel. What could he possibly want? Only one way to find out. I called the number. Brandon answered on the first ring. "Derek?" "That's me. What's going on?" "I need to ask you something. About Jennifer." "Okay. Did she cheat on you?" I paused. "She told me she'd been talking to someone. Emotionally, at least. We broke up before anything physical happened, as far as I know." "Why?" Brandon sighed heavily. "Because I think she's doing the same thing to me. I found messages on her phone. She's been talking to someone from her gym." "I'm sorry to hear that." "She told me you left her out of nowhere, that you couldn't handle commitment. But I'm starting to think there's more to the story. She told me I wasn't attractive enough for her to stay committed. I left because I wasn't interested in being someone's backup option." Silence. Then, "She said that to you?" "Word for word." "I appreciate you being honest. She's been saying similar things to me lately. That she needs passion. That our relationship is stable but not exciting." "Sounds familiar." "I'm going to end it. I just wanted to know if I was crazy for thinking she has a pattern." "You're not crazy. Good luck, Brandon." After I hung up, Rachel looked at me. "He seems decent." "He does. Hope he gets out before it gets worse." "Do you ever regret leaving her?" "Not once. Best decision I ever made." Rachel smiled. "Good answer." 6 months after the breakup, Tyler called me on a Sunday morning. "You need to come to the grind. Now." "Why?" "Just get here." I threw on clothes and drove to the coffee shop where Rachel and I had our first date. Tyler was sitting outside at a patio table. Across the street, Jennifer was standing with an older guy. They were arguing, her voice carried across the street. "This is pathetic," Jennifer was saying. "You're jealous of a fantasy." "You've been texting him constantly," the man said. "Don't lie to me." "We're friends. That's allowed." "You told me you needed someone more exciting than your ex. Now I'm not exciting enough?" Jennifer noticed me. Her face went pale. The man followed her gaze. "Is that him?" the man asked. "That's Brandon," Tyler said quietly. "He saw your Instagram. Figured out you'd be here because Rachel posts about this place." Jennifer crossed the street. Brandon followed. "Derek," she said, "what are you doing here?" "Tyler called me, said it was important." "I didn't call anyone," Tyler said. "I just saw you arguing and thought Derek should see this." Brandon extended his hand. "We spoke on the phone a few months ago." I shook it. "Right, you ended things with her." "I did. Then she convinced me to give her another chance. Said she'd changed, that she'd figured out what she wanted. Let me guess, she's texting someone new now." "A personal trainer from her gym." Jennifer's face flushed. "You're both acting insane. I'm allowed to have friends." "You told me he was more attractive than me," Brandon said. "That you deserved someone who made you feel desired." Tyler laughed out loud. "Dude, she said the exact same thing to Derek." "That's not fair," Jennifer said. "You're all ganging up on me." "No," I said calmly. "We're just comparing notes. Turns out you have a pattern. You get bored, find someone new, blow up the current relationship, then panic when the person actually leaves." "That's not true." "It's exactly true. You did it to me. You're doing it to Brandon. You'll do it to the next guy and the one after that, until you figure out that the problem isn't the men you're with. It's you. Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. I loved you. I made a mistake. You didn't love me. You loved the idea of me, the security, the stability, but you wanted excitement more, and that's fine. But own it. Stop pretending you're the victim. Brandon nodded. I'm done, for real this time. He looked at me. Thanks for being straight with me on the phone. Saved me a lot of wasted time. Good luck. Brandon walked away. Jennifer stood there, looking between Tyler and me. I hope you're happy, she said. I am, I replied. Actually happy. With someone who thinks I'm attractive, who doesn't keep backup options, who chose me and means it. Jennifer turned and walked away without another word. Tyler clapped me on the shoulder. That was satisfying. Little bit. We went inside and ordered coffee. Rachel showed up 20 minutes later, having gotten Tyler's text about the drama. Did I miss it? All of it, Tyler said. Derek delivered a perfect closing statement. I just told the truth. Rachel kissed my cheek. That's my favorite thing about you. You always do. A year after the breakup, my design business was thriving. I'd hired an assistant to handle administrative work, rented a small office downtown, built a client list that kept me booked months in advance. Rachel and I moved in together, a 2-bedroom apartment with space for both our stuff and a real home office for me. We adopted a dog from the shelter where she volunteered, a mutt named Charlie who thought he was a lapdog despite weighing 60 pounds. One Saturday morning, Rachel and I were at the farmer's market buying vegetables when I saw Jennifer. She was alone, browsing the fruit stands. She looked thinner, tired. She saw me at the same moment. For a second, neither of us moved. Then she walked over. Derek, hi. Jennifer, you look good. Happy. I am. This is Rachel. Rachel extended her hand. Nice to meet you. Jennifer shook it briefly. You too. She looked back at me. I heard your business is doing well. Rebecca told someone who told me. It's going great. I'm glad. You deserve success. Awkward silence. Then, are you doing okay? Jennifer smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. I'm figuring things out. Single for now, working on myself. That's good. I wanted to say I'm sorry, for real this time. Not because I want you back, just because I should have said it properly. I was cruel. You didn't deserve that. I appreciate you saying that. You were right, about me having a pattern. I've been in therapy, trying to understand why I sabotage things. It's hard work. It sounds like you're on the right path. Jennifer nodded. I should go. It was good seeing you. She smiled at Rachel. Take care of him. He's one of the good ones. I know, Rachel said. Jennifer walked away. Rachel squeezed my hand. You okay? Yeah. That was unexpected, but okay. She seemed genuine. Maybe she is. Maybe therapy's helping. Either way, it's not my problem anymore. We finished shopping and went home. Tyler came over for dinner. We grilled burgers on the small patio. Charlie begged for scraps. Rachel told stories about her students. Tyler complained about his foreman. I talked about a new client who wanted something impossible on an unrealistic timeline. It was ordinary, comfortable, real. That night, after Tyler left and Rachel fell asleep beside me, I lay in bed thinking about the past year. How much had changed. How different my life looked now compared to that Tuesday night in Jennifer's kitchen. She'd told me I wasn't attractive enough, that she needed someone better, someone who made her heart race. I'd left, built a new life, found someone who loved me exactly as I was. The irony was almost funny. Jennifer had wanted excitement, passion, someone who met her impossible standards. She'd ended up alone, working through her issues in therapy. I'd wanted honesty, respect, someone who chose me without reservations. I'd found all of that with Rachel. Attraction really was subjective. What Jennifer saw as not enough, Rachel saw as more than sufficient. The difference wasn't in me, it was in them. My exit from that relationship wasn't dramatic or vengeful. I simply recognized my worth and refused to settle for someone who didn't. That decision led me here. A better career, a healthier relationship, a fuller life. 18 months after leaving Jennifer, Rachel and I got engaged. I proposed on a hiking trail where we'd gone for our 6-month anniversary. Nothing elaborate. Just me, her, and a ring I'd designed myself. She said yes before I finished the question. Tyler threw us an engagement party at his new house. He'd bought a place in the suburbs and filled it with furniture from thrift stores. The party was crowded with friends from work, Rachel's teaching colleagues, Tyler's construction crew, my clients. Patricia showed up with her husband. Rebecca flew in from New York. Even Brandon made an appearance, having become friendly with Tyler after the coffee shop incident. "Congratulations," Brandon said, shaking my hand. "Rachel seems amazing." "She is. How about you? Seeing anyone?" Casually, taking my time, learning from past mistakes. "Smart. Jennifer reached out to me last month." "Yeah?" Wanted to apologize. Said therapy was helping her see how she'd treated people. I appreciated it. Didn't change anything, but it was good to hear. She seems to be doing the work. Doesn't fix what happened, but it's something. Tyler approached with drinks. "Are we talking about Jennifer?" "Briefly," I said. "She sent Derek a card," Tyler said, congratulating him on the engagement. Saw it on social media. I'd gotten the card 3 days ago. Simple message inside. "Congratulations on your engagement. You deserve all the happiness." Rachel had read it and tossed it in recycling without comment. "That's big of her," Brandon said. "Genuinely." "It is," I agreed. "I hope she finds what she's looking for. Just glad it's not my job to help her find it." The party went late. People drank too much, ate too much, laughed too much. Rachel spent the whole night beaming. Tyler gave a speech that made everyone cry. Patricia told embarrassing stories about my early days at the firm. Around midnight, Rachel and I stood on Tyler's back deck looking at the stars. Charlie was asleep at our feet. "Happy?" Rachel asked. "Incredibly." "Me too. Thank you for being patient with me, for letting this happen at its own pace. Thank you for seeing me, really seeing me." She kissed me. "I see you, Derek, every day, and I like everything I see." The wedding was small, 40 guests at a vineyard outside the city. Rachel wore a simple white dress. I wore a suit Tyler helped me pick out. We wrote our own vows. Rachel promised to love me through the boring days and the exciting ones, to support my dreams and challenge my fears, to laugh at my terrible jokes and tell me when I was being ridiculous. I promised to see her, to choose her, to build a life with her that neither of us had to escape from, to be the man she thought I was even on days I didn't feel like him. We danced, ate cake. Tyler gave another speech that was equal parts funny and sincere. Patricia caught the bouquet and joked about marrying her husband again. During the reception, I stepped outside for air. The vineyard was beautiful in the sunset. Tyler joined me. "You good?" "Better than good." "You know what the best part is?" "What?" "Jennifer was wrong. You were always enough. She just couldn't see it." "I know. But Rachel can, and that makes all the difference." We stood there in comfortable silence. Then Tyler said, "I'm proud of you. For leaving when it hurt, for building something better, for not settling." "Couldn't have done it without you." "Yes, you could have. But I'm glad I was there anyway." We went back inside. Rachel was talking to her parents. She saw me and smiled. That smile that meant I was home. The rest of the night was a blur of congratulations and champagne and dancing. When we finally left, Rachel fell asleep in the car on the way to the hotel. I drove in silence, thinking about the journey that had brought me here. From that kitchen with Jennifer, to this moment with Rachel. The difference between someone who saw me as not enough and someone who saw me as everything. The power of walking away from someone who diminished you and towards someone who celebrated you. The simple truth that attraction wasn't about being objectively perfect. It was about being perfect for the right person. Jennifer had done me a favor that Tuesday night. She'd told me a painful truth that set me free to find a beautiful one. I wasn't her 10, but I was Rachel's, and that was all that mattered. 2 years into our marriage, Rachel got pregnant. We'd been trying for 6 months. When the test came back positive, she cried for 20 minutes straight. "Happy tears?" I asked, holding her. "The happiest." We told Tyler first. He immediately started planning to build a crib and insisted on painting the nursery himself. Patricia sent a onesie that said, "Future designer." Rebecca sent a care package of baby clothes from high-end brands. The pregnancy was smooth until month 7, when Rachel developed complications. Nothing life-threatening, but enough that she had to stop working early. She spent the last 2 months on modified bed rest while I worked from home to stay close. "I hate being useless," she said one afternoon. "You're growing a human. That's the opposite of useless." "I miss my students. They miss you too. They sent you 15 cards this week." Rachel smiled. "They're sweet kids." Our daughter was born on a Wednesday morning in April. 7 pounds, 3 ounces, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Rachel's eyes, my nose. We named her Maya. Tyler cried when he held her. "She's perfect." "She is," I agreed. The first few months were exhausting. Sleepless nights, endless diapers, Rachel nursing every 2 hours. But we figured it out together. Took turns with night duty, napped when Maya napped. Learned to function on coffee and determination. Tyler came over twice a week to help. Patricia sent meals. Rachel's mother stayed for 2 weeks. The support system we'd built made the hard parts manageable. When Maya was 3 months old, I got a message on Instagram. "Jennifer, I saw the photos of your daughter. She's beautiful. Congratulations to you both." I showed Rachel. "Are you going to respond?" "Should I?" "If you want to. She's been respectful, hasn't crossed any boundaries." I typed back, "Thank you. Hope you're doing well." Her response came an hour later. "I am. Met someone. He's kind. We're taking things slow. I'm learning to appreciate what I have instead of looking for what I don't. That's great. Genuinely happy for you. Thanks. You were right about everything. Took me a long time to see it. But I'm getting there." I didn't respond after that. It felt like the right place to leave it. Maya's first birthday party was chaos. 20 toddlers running around our apartment. Tyler had built her an elaborate wooden playhouse that barely fit through the door. Rachel made a cake shaped like a butterfly. Charlie hid under the bed until everyone left. Jennifer had sent a gift, a children's book about kindness. The card inside said, "For Maya. May she grow up knowing her worth." Rachel read it and tucked it away without comment. I appreciated the gesture, but didn't dwell on it. Jennifer was part of my past, a chapter that taught me what I didn't want, so I could recognize what I did. That night, after everyone left and Maya was asleep, Rachel and I collapsed on the couch. "That was insane," she said. "Best kind of insane. She's only going to get more energetic from here. We'll manage." Rachel turned to look at me. "Do you ever think about how different your life would be if you'd stayed with Jennifer?" "Sometimes, usually when I'm grateful I didn't." "What do you think would have happened?" "Honestly, I think I would have proposed trying to fix things. She would have said yes. We would have been miserable, either stayed together out of obligation or divorced after a few years." "You dodged a disaster." "I did. Best decision I ever made was walking out of that apartment." "Second best," Rachel corrected. "What's the first?" "Texting me back when I asked you for coffee." I pulled her close. "Fair point." We sat in comfortable silence, listening to Charlie snore and the sound of Maya's white noise machine through the baby monitor. "Derek, Yeah? Thank you. For what? For being exactly who you are. For not changing yourself to fit someone else's expectations. For waiting until you found someone who loved you for you. Same to you. Rachel kissed me. I think we did good. We did better than good. We did great. 5 years after leaving Jennifer, I ran into her at a restaurant. Rachel and I were celebrating our anniversary. Jennifer was at the bar with a man I didn't recognize. She saw me, smiled, waved. I waved back. That was it. No conversation, no awkward catch-up, just a simple acknowledgement that we'd both moved on and were okay. On the drive home, Rachel asked, "Was that weird?" Not really. It's been long enough that it just feels like ancient history. Do you ever wonder what she thinks when she sees you now? Successful business, happy marriage, beautiful daughter? Honestly, I don't think about it much. Whether she regrets what happened or not doesn't affect my life anymore. I got what I wanted. She's figuring out her path. That's all there is to it. Very mature of you. I'm a dad now. Maturity comes with the territory. Rachel laughed. Maya's too. You've got 18 more years to actually become mature. Then I'm right on schedule. We got home. Tyler was there babysitting. Maya was asleep upstairs. He'd eaten all our ice cream and left a note. Babysitting fee. We'll replace tomorrow. Rachel went upstairs to check on Maya. Tyler gathered his things. Good anniversary? Perfect. Saw Jennifer at the restaurant. Yeah? How'd that go? We waved. That was it. Tyler grinned. Look at you. All evolved and stuff. It's been 5 years. I'm allowed to be over it. You were over it 5 minutes after you left. That's what made everything else possible. After Tyler left, I stood in Maya's doorway watching her sleep. She had her mother's peaceful expression. My stubbornness, according to Rachel. A perfect combination of us both. I thought about the man I'd been 5 years ago, standing in Jennifer's kitchen, holding that plate, hearing those words, feeling like I wasn't enough. Then I thought about the man I was now, successful, married, a father, happy. Jennifer had been wrong. I was always enough. I just needed to find someone who could see it, someone who chose me, not despite my flaws, but including them, someone who made me feel like coming home every single day. That person was sleeping in our bed, exhausted from a night out and years of partnership. I'd made the right call that Tuesday night. Walked away from someone who diminished me, built something better with someone who elevated me. My exit wasn't dramatic, it was necessary, and everything that came after proved it was worth it.